Hello, I'm Fallon and welcome to my first book talk. For my first book talk, I wanted to honor Veronica Aveyard because she just released the second book in her Red Queen series yesterday. Ooh, 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 ooh. And I actually bought it for once. I bought it new. So since I'm done reading it, I'll post a book talk about that. But I wanted to go back and review the Red Queen book and also give you like a brief plot summary and tell you whether you should buy it or not. About how excited I am about the book series. Clearly my opinion is you should buy it, but I'll leave the decision making up to you. So the book we're honoring is Red Queen. It's so pretty. It's, oh my god, I adore the cover of this book. It's upside down crown and it's dripping with blood. I think it's wonderful. I think the color's nice. It's like an ice blue. It's just, it looks so nice. When you look at it, you appreciate everything about this, and it sticks out. It's kind of soft and I love it. I love how this book looks. The side for when it's on the bookshelf. So let's take a look at it naked. Oh, the inside it's gray. It's so pretty. Ooh. So it's gray. It's not super, it looks nice, but it's not super exciting. The dust jacket is really where it's at. So I've had this book for a while now. I think I got it for Christmas from my aunt, and I finished it today actually. I'm horrible. I will read the whole book almost. I'll be like, I have like that much left, like 20 pages left of the book. And then I'll just stop and I'll be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do something else or read another book. Because I just don't want to finish it. So when the next book came out and I bought it, I went, okay, I want to read the next book. I gotta finish this one. So I'm gonna give you a brief synopsis without any spoilers, so that you can see whether this is a book that you might want to pick up or whether it's a book you just want to go away. The plot of the book follows Mare Barrow. She's of red blood, and the elite in her country are silver. We don't know whether this is a different world or future, but it feels like a dystopian future after major battles have happened. It is set with technology we have now, but also technology that has been out of date for a very long time. So the people who are of silver blood in the novel have special abilities. Each have a different ability and a name that fits that ability. For example, strong arm, which is very easily seen to be as someone who has strong arms and can lift a lot of things. Then each house has different abilities that are typically tied to them, and so children are expected to have the same abilities as their parents and stuff like that. There's different levels of each of these abilities, and that's pretty much all you need to know about the Silvers. Mare Barrow, our new character, finds that she has magical abilities as well, and she can control lightning. This is not a spoiler, this is, we find out within like the first 2 chapters of the book. And she lands herself on public television, so everyone says she's a long-lost silver, and she's thrown into this dangerous world of trying to hide her red blood in a silver society. It starts off as most young adult novels do, with a love triangle, and you think, oh my god, here's another one. And then it gets squashed. So if you want a special snowflake story, like she's one of a kind, she's an anomaly, you get that at the beginning, and then it totally veers off course, and she throws away a love relationship basically entirely, and ends up finding that she is not as alone as she seems to think she is. So as far as the book read, I picked it up and I probably read it in a couple of hours. The font is, it's not like super small, so it's pretty big font. It's an easy read. It's something you pick up and you enjoy reading it. It's not something that's gonna be amazingly thought-provoking, I don't think. For me anyway, it wasn't, but it's a really good series, and if you're looking for something that you can be totally immersed in within a matter of minutes and forget about the outside world, definitely a book I would go to. The difference in the factions is something similar to a race division that people may suffer from now, and you get where it's coming from, you get the segregation, and you can understand a lot of the things that are happening, and you really understand each character's thoughts and feelings. I personally thought that the love triangle at the beginning, which was quickly dispelled, worked really well in the favor of the book, and so far in the second book I found that it's also worked well to set things up. If you don't want any more spoilers, this is where you want to head off, and you can definitely check out this book. To get a hardcover in Canada, it's $22. So it's, you know, a decent price. It's not a hugely thick book, but it is a really good read, and I totally recommend you get it. Although I think that I would wait for a softcover copy to come out, just because it's a little bit more affordable then, and you feel like you're getting more for the money that you're spending on the book. Alright, so 3, 2, 1, spoilers! Snape kills Dumbledore. So within our book, Mare ends up with Maven for a while, who is not the heir to the throne. He's the second son of a family, and she's engaged to him because she clearly has a lot of magical ability and gets shoved into it with him. She has feelings for the heir apparent to the throne, who is engaged to somebody else, and she ends up sneaking out with him a couple times, and they kiss but nothing really happens, and then she decides that she doesn't like it as much because he's not willing to fight for the Reds. Mare joins the Revolutionary Army to fight for the Reds because she has been there, she understands, and she feels so much sympathy for these people, and she doesn't really like the world that she's in now with the Silvers. She finds a lot of friends along the way who are Silvers and who understand her plight. Lucas is a guard that she understands is very close with. Julian is one who helps her find other Reds who are like her, who also have abilities, and he's been spending his whole life looking for these people, and he gives her a list before he eventually disappears. The boy she ends up with ends up taking her side and says that he will fight with her against the Reds. They spend most of the book going through revolutionary plans, plots and schemes, terrorist attacks. It gets bloody pretty quickly, so the copious amounts of blood on the front cover of the book on the crown make a lot of sense. I would say, as far as the relationship between her and Maven, you do find yourself hoping that they end up happy because you like him more and more and more and more and more and more and more as the book goes on, and I don't want to ruin the ending of the book for you because he does some horrible things, but even once you're reading the second book, you still hope. You still dream that they will be together and they will be happy. I would say, as far as the relationship between her and Maven, you do find yourself hoping that they can end up happy because you like him more and more and more and more and more and more and more as the book goes on, and I don't want to ruin the ending of the book for you because he does some horrible things, but even once you're reading the second book, you still hope. You still dream that they will be together and they will be happy. Although I doubt they will. That's not how he's been painted at all. The problem that Mare has in the books is a queen who has killed the previous queen to gain her queenly position. Alara is her name, and Alara really does not like her and will go to any means necessary. And Alara, because she can read minds, is a foe that is very worthy of their opponency. Give away any of the ending of the book, but if you want to continue a book talk and discussion about this, let me know, and I would love to keep talking about the Red Queen series because I absolutely adore it, and I totally recommend you should pick up a copy. I don't know if you should pick up a hardcover copy just because it is expensive and it's not the thickest book, but I would pick up the softcover, see what the hype is about, because so many people have read this book and so many people have said it's amazing, and it definitely is. And I will give you a book talk as soon as I am finished the other book, which hopefully will be about a day or two after I post this video. As always, I'm Fallon. If you haven't clicked that subscribe button, please do. As always, I post videos every weekend, and I will see you next time. Thanks for hanging out with me.